Hey, dreamers, welcome back to your Dream Coach podcast, where we talk about what it really takes to build a life and business that lights you up. I'm Shayla Wey, and today I'm going to dive into a topic that separates those who keep going from those who give up, and that's your mindset in the face of setbacks. And I used to believe that success was about talent, strategy, or having the right connections. But what I found is that the real game changer is mindset. And every entrepreneur, every dreamer, every high achiever faces obstacles. The difference between those who make it and those who don't, it's not about avoiding setbacks, it's about how you respond to them. So today I'm going to share the biggest mindset shifts that have helped me and countless other business owners and turn setbacks into stepping stones. For years, I saw setbacks as failures. And if something didn't go the way I wanted, I take it personally. And so I found that failure is just feedback. And so to reframe setbacks as learning experiences has really helped me in my growth and my journey over these last couple decades. And the people that I know aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who learn fast. And so every setback contains valuable lessons, but only if you're willing to look for them. So instead of asking, why did this happen to me? I started asking, what can this teach me? What's the lesson? And that really shifted everything. And so here's the thing, is that setbacks trigger emotions. And so frustration, disappointment, doubt, we need to develop that emotional resistance, right? And that emotional resilience. And for a long time, I thought I had to push through those feelings or push those feelings away. But what I found is that resilience isn't about ignoring emotions, it's about processing them productively. And when you allow yourself to feel the setback, but don't live in it, you bounce back way faster. And so I started setting a rule for myself, which was feel it, process it, then move forward. And one of the hardest lessons I had to learn was that not everything is within my control. And I've just learned to control what I can and just to let go of the rest. I used to waste so much energy stressing about things I couldn't change. Shifts in the market, unexpected expenses, other people's opinions. But what I found is that success comes from focusing on what I can control, my effort, my mindset, my daily habits. And when I let go of the rest, I just started to feel lighter and I feel a lot more empowered. And with the different variety of businesses that I work with, I still see this come up a lot where people are really, stuck in not being able to let go what's out of their control. And so we do a lot of work on mindset of just reframing what we can control. I used to also think that one bad month or one failed launch meant that I suck and that I kind of was stuck. And setbacks are temporary if you decide that they are. And what I found is that nothing is permanent unless you allow it to be. Setbacks only become roadblocks if you stop moving. And every time I hit an obstacle, I would remind myself, this is just a chapter. It's not the whole book. And I just kept turning the pages. And one of the biggest mindset shifts I made was realizing that success is about persistence, not perfection. And especially in my line of work, having, almost 2 decades of sales experience and now growing my coaching business to a new level, is success is a numbers game. And I used to believe that every offer, every sales call, every pitch had to go perfectly. But what I found is that in business, it's a numbers game and not every attempt will work. But the more you keep showing up, the more wins you stack up over time. If something doesn't work, adjust and try it again. And I used to get completely derailed by small setbacks until I learned to zoom out. And it's the power of perspective. And when I started to look at the bigger picture, I realized that one bad week or one lost client didn't define my future. I started asking myself, will this matter in a year from now? Will this matter in 10 years from now? And most of the time, the answer was no. And that perspective gave me the strength to just keep going, just to keep growing myself every single day. And entrepreneurship can be lonely. And when you're facing setbacks, it's easy to spiral into self-doubt. And so we want to surround ourselves with the right people. And what I found is that who you surround yourself with matters. When I started intentionally seeking out people who were already pushing through challenges, my mentors, peers, coaches, it became easier to stay in the game. And if you don't have that support system yet, find it. Join masterminds, networking groups, or mentorship groups that challenge and uplift you. And I used to remember thinking that resilience was something that you did. And so build an identity of resilience. What I learned is that it's who you become. So instead of finding resilience, it's part of your identity. And instead of saying, I really hope I can handle this setback, I started affirming I am the kind of person who always finds a way forward. And when you shift your identity to someone who just figures things out, setbacks lose their power over you. And there was a time when every setback would paralyze me. And so I started to take action before I even felt ready. I used to hesitate, overthink, and doubt myself. But what I found is that action is the antidote to fear. And the longer I waited, the harder it became to bounce back. And now I've built the habit of taking one small step forward, even when I don't feel ready. And that single action creates momentum. And I'll wrap up with this. One of the biggest mistakes that I made was only celebrating big wins. And I've learned that I want to celebrate progress, not just perfection, or not just those trophies or those awards or those bigger sales checks, right? Or milestones that are so big. And I almost felt like if I wasn't hitting major milestones, I almost felt like I was failing. And what I've found is that celebrating progress keeps you going. And I started recognizing smaller wins, overcoming a fear, making a new connection, learning something new. And success isn't just to me where you end up. It's about who you become along the way. And so building that unstoppable mindset isn't about avoiding setbacks. It's about knowing you can handle them. And every challenge is an opportunity to grow, adapt, and move forward stronger. So here's my challenge for you. The next time you hit a setback, pause and ask yourself, what is this teaching me? What's one small step that I can take for it? And so if this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you haven't yet, subscribe and leave a review. It helps more people build the mindset they need to chase their dreams. And remember that setbacks don't define you. Your response to them does. And I will see you all next time on Your Dream Coach podcast.